Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Sarah Mitchell, a sleep consultant for helping babies sleep. And today I want to talk to you about how to dress your baby for winter sleep. And why do we even talk about this subject? Well, really, we're talking about our most vulnerable population, which is newborns. And that's because newborns have limited ability to control their body temperature. So from 0 to 3 months, we really need to keep an eye on our children at night and what they're wearing. We want to make sure that they're not too cold or too hot. If they're too cold, their bodies have to work extra hard to try and regulate temperature, which can lead to exhaustion. If they're too hot, overheating, there's the risk of SIDS. So some serious stuff. So my first tip for newborns is to always use 100% cotton materials when you're dressing them at night. It's much more breathable, more comfortable. I can tell you a personal experience about how I was in the NICU for a few nights. We were first-time parents, and we'd received a baby blanket from a special friend. So we wanted for him to have this while he was in the incubator by himself. And this particular blanket was polyester, and the nurse had wrapped him up in the blanket. Well, the next morning, a different nurse had come to us with the blanket, and she said, we had to remove this at night because it made him just too hot. So we had to go back to 100% cotton. I was like, roger that. I personally don't like sleeping in anything polyester. I find it really makes me sweaty. And so for newborns especially, stick to cotton. A general rule for kids, for newborns and all ages, is to dress them in one layer more than you might have. When I tell people that, they go, well, wait, hang on a second. That doesn't make any sense to me because I have like a duvet and maybe a wool blanket. I have way more than them. Well, think of it this way. Your duvet or blanket is similar to their sleep sack. After 4 months, your child's likely into a sleep sack, and if he's not, it's an excellent way to regulate body temperature and keep them warm and cozy at night because blankets will not work. They'll kick them off. We all know that the Academy of Pediatrics has no extra blankets in the crib. It's a safety hazard. So a sleep sack can fill the bill of giving you that extra warmth and being safe. I love sleep sacks for multiple reasons. I think they provide a cue that it's sleep time. I think that they provide a sense of comfort and security, which is also then translated at nap time. Definitely keep your child in a sleep sack for naps. With sleep sacks, there's a variety of material out there. You can have polyester, you can have cotton, and you can have wool. You can also have a variety of densities with the cotton. I love grow bags. They talk about the togs, a different rating material to talk about the different temperatures. And depending on your climate, you might want something really thick for those winter nights. Layering is going to be your number one friend when you're trying to dress your child at night. So a onesie with feet, your sleep sack, and on really cool nights, you may want to layer that onesie with like a little legless onesie underneath that long-sleeved one as well. The way to tell if your child's actually too hot or too cold after that 3-4 month mark is fussiness. Assess your child's behavior. So fussiness and irritability for no reason is a sign that they're either too hot or too cold. Another thing that you can do is assess their skin. So parents often say, oh, my child's hands are really cold at night. I'm afraid the room's too cold. Well, most kids will have, chilly hands to touch in the winter months, but we don't want them to be frigid. Cold is pretty normal, but frigid is not necessarily. Then assess the nose. Is their nose cold? That can be a sign that the temperature in the room is a bit too cold. And the ideal temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius for sleeping room temperature. From the hands to the nose, then you can assess like the hairline. If your child's overly sweaty, then that might be a sign that he's too hot. Kids generally run a little warm, but if you've got a sweat in the entire hairline, that might be a sign that he's a bit warm. The other place to check is the back of the neck. If that's cool to the touch, then your child definitely needs another layer. But if it's warm, then you're probably good to go. So those are the few tips that I have. Remember to assess skin, assess your room temperature, use layers as your friends, and keep a close eye on your newborns who have temperature regulation immaturity at this point. In the links, I'll put a link in that you can download to get a cheat sheet of everything that I've just said. And that's been it. Thanks for watching.